Peridot. I'm John Michael.
And I'm Melissa Doran.
I'm the president. She's the vice president of Peridot. We wanted to welcome you to Peridot and kind of do a brief walkthrough of our processes, show you some things, and talk about things because we understand if we try to email you this stuff, sometimes it gets lost in the junk. So we want to make sure you just sort of understand. So first of all, welcome to Peridot. We're glad you're here. One of the first things we want to talk to you guys about is Canopy. Canopy is our client management system. It's going to be the interface of how we share files, how we communicate, how you get updates, how we do our invoicing. So when you first onboard with us, Mel, our office manager, will get you into Canopy and make sure you know how to use that and stuff. But it's very important to use Canopy. We use that for file sharing, so we want to make sure you provide documents through Canopy, you upload them. We do not want you emailing us anything. We cannot guarantee the security of that. We're accountants, we're heavily watched, there's hackers going after us, we have very good IT security, but if you email us social securities, date of births, tax returns, tax documents, we can't guarantee that that's going to be safe. Please don't do it. Anything else on Canopy?
Yes. So if you have if we do your personal taxes and then we also do one business or maybe several businesses, you're going to have a different Canopy profile for each one and you're going to need to toggle between them. So if you're ever looking for documents, you should be able to see at the bottom. We also have tutorials that we can send you for Canopy, but at the bottom of your Canopy app, on your phone or on the computer, you should see your name and you should be able to toggle between the various Canopy profiles that you have.
And the app's very cool. You could just take a picture of a document, it'll upload straight into your Canopy profile. It's a nice way if you get a tax notice or a last minute tax document, W-2 or something, you can take a picture of it. Or of course you can get on your laptop and upload it.
Also, anytime you upload anything, just be mindful that we don't get those notifications, so always let us know so that we can respond and take a look at that right away and know that it's there.
And anytime we do anything in Canopy, and we'll talk about the tax season process in a minute, you're going to get emails coming from Canopy on our behalf, notifications and stuff, so just be aware of that. We use Canopy for a lot of things on our end and on your end as well. One of the first things we're going to ask you to do when you get into Canopy is upload your prior 2 years tax returns. That's just sort of a given me. We need those to make sure we look through them to assess your situation. We a lot of times there's carryovers on the tax returns that we need to be aware of. We need them for all types of reasons. So just a reminder, one of the first things you do in Canopy and you're filling it out, go ahead and get 2 years of tax returns in there.
One other thing is the new client questionnaire. It's very important you fill that out, all the information. We need social security numbers, date of births, updated addresses. It really helps us get the full picture of and collect all that information so we're not having to reach out and ask for it later.
Yeah, it's key. Exactly. If we got your tax return done, we're ready to go, but lo and behold, we don't have the date of birth of your third dependent or something like that, or your new child. That's why that questionnaire is good. Make sure you give us the names and socials and the date of births of everybody that's going to go in your tax return. That's generally spouses and dependents. Dogs don't count, unfortunately. I've been lobbying for that.
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll see. Yeah. But yeah, so we send that questionnaire out just as a way to get that information. So when we get into tax return, we can reference that information as well. You could always. Anytime we request something and you're not sure how to provide it, if it's like, say we email you and say we want your dependent social and you don't want to email that, you could always just write it on a piece of paper and take a picture of it, upload it to Canopy, or upload another document or something so that it's there as a way to get it to us so you're not emailing that information to us. Speaking of communication and emails, that is our primary form of communication. So please look out for emails. If we need something, we're going to shoot you an email. We're not going to necessarily call you. If the situation is right, we may send a text if it's urgent, but our primary form of communication is email, so just please be aware of that. It can be confusing at times because we have multiple team members. We're going to introduce you to those multiple team members. Sorry, I'm just fixing my computer here. We're going to introduce you to those multiple team members or talk about who they are later in this segment. But if you get emails from anybody at Peridot Consulting Inc. and they're asking you a question, that's fine. That's why we say, look, if we ask for something, don't email it in case you don't trust it. If you put it into your Canopy account, it's going to a secure place. So that's another reason why we ask that. But also just keep in mind, email is our primary form of communication from us, but also to us. We prefer you to send us emails. We understand if something's urgent, you can give us a call, you can leave us a voicemail. We generally won't answer the phone right away just because of the way our work schedules work out. But if you leave us a voicemail, we'll be aware of that and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. You could also text on all of our email signatures. There's our direct lines. You can text that direct line if you need to, and there may be a more immediate response with that depending on the nature of what you're asking. And also just to mention, in all of our email signatures, there's a book a meeting link. So if you ever need us, you book a meeting in that email signature and you're guaranteed to get us on that day whenever you book. That's one way that we try to assess the communication accessibility issues. You book a meeting, you're guaranteed to get us.
Even for a 15-minute phone call, sometimes during tax season we're really busy, but it ensures that you're getting on our calendar and that spot is already allocated, and that time is allocated strictly for you. So it's a great way to get us during tax season.
Okay, so I do want to quickly mention what we call an accounting infrastructure meeting. If you're a new business with us, we may recommend an accounting infrastructure meeting. And all that is a meeting with our partner Sharon, just to go through how you're doing your books. Are you in a QuickBooks software or another accounting software? Are you doing an Excel sheet? I know we may talk about that in the initial meeting summary, but it's a more in-depth look of how you're doing things. Could you be doing them better, or is there better recommendations on how to do that? Because at the end of the day, if we're doing a tax return for you, we need good, accurate information. We also don't want you spending hours at the kitchen table figuring it out. So there's ways we can help you out with that and recommend things. So we highly recommend those meetings.
Yeah, it'll make both of our lives easier.
Exactly. We're going to briefly talk about the tax season process. So when we do tax returns, tax season is generally from January 15th to April 15th. It goes beyond that because you can extend your tax return and it will be due October 15th for individual. Businesses have different due dates, typically March and extends to September. But the process during tax season is we're in tax prep mode. So you provide us information, you upload it to Canopy. Once everything is there, you can piecemeal upload things as you get it, but once you think everything's there, you just send the relevant partner, or if not, you can send it to the Peridot address and say, look, everything's uploaded, you have everything. Mm-hmm. At that point, the ball's in our court. You'll get automatic notifications along the way from Canopy. You'll get a notification that we've started, you'll get a notification that it's under review, and most importantly, you'll get a notification that it's done. And that finished email is extremely important because it tells you some things you need to know, but it says it's done, and the most important thing that is your responsibility is the cover page of your tax return has what do you owe, what are your refunds, do you owe, do you not? It also, if you're an individual, we may also include estimated tax payments, recommended estimated tax payments. A lot of times clients confuse that they owe money and they see the estimates and think that's what they owe. So be sure when you see what you owe and what it's saying is an estimate that you're differentiating, because we've had that issue in the past where clients see that there's a schedule of payments, that's your estimates. You're not confusing that with the tax owed.
Yeah.
You may also see when you get your business return, you may owe North Carolina, but you may not owe federal yet, because most businesses, the federal taxes will be due on the personal return. So if the business is done first, which is generally is, and you don't owe much tax, don't get excited, because that just means we haven't gotten to the individual yet, and that's where most of the income taxes would be owed.
Yeah.
Anything else major on the tax season process?
Well, I will say is just make sure your notifications are turned on for Canopy, because especially towards the end, when we get close to that tax deadline, it's really important for both of us to be responsive on that, because we want to make sure that we get your signature on the tax returns and everything's in order so that we can e-file those returns for you on time.
Yeah, we can't e-file the return until we get a signature authorization to e-file. So when we're reaching out or you're getting these notifications from Canopy that you have a task that you've got to sign that thing, it's just because we can't e-file without it. So we want that to be done. So just be aware of that. It's important. So again, a lot of times we'll give some client a tax return, they owe money, and they're like, what can we do? Oh my gosh, I owe money. And I always say, look, if the tax is sneaking up on you and it's sneaking up on me, we were not talking enough. It's a mutually mutual to blame, but that's not the time to have that conversation. Obviously, we will review the return with you or see what can be done. We'll talk about last minute things or things that can be done or creative ideas. But the best time to have that conversation is during a tax planning meeting, which we almost highly recommend. I don't say everybody has to do it, but we almost say they have to do it, where between October 16th and January 15th, we do a tax planning meeting and a projection meeting where we meet with you, we project what we think your tax liability is going to be, we decide what we can do about it, anything we can do. Once we pan all that out, we say, okay, look, come April 15th, anticipate this much money. And come that time, usually we're within a 10% margin of error. You owe that money, you saw it coming, it didn't sneak up on you, and that's what we strive. And obviously, if we can bring it down or do something, we've done it already prior to that. So those tax planning meetings are very important and highly recommended. And we like to do it that time of year because that's when we have sort of a picture for the year. You can predict when how your year end is going to be, so we can have that projection a little bit more accurate. Obviously, we can meet with you anytime you want throughout the year. Just book a meeting in those links. If you ever want to talk to us about anything, you don't have to wait till the end of the year. But the end of the year just has that focused purpose, a projection, and then what can we do about it, basically.
Yeah, especially if there's any changes, any life event changes, anything major changing from one year to the next, it's a good idea to pick up the phone and give us a call so that we can talk about. Or email, yes. Maybe email first, and then if we decide we need to discuss it further. But it is good for us to plan.
Yeah, just email us and say, hey, something's going on, can we do a meeting? Or just book that meeting. Just go ahead and book it, and then you have us and we'll talk about it. And when you book meetings, it'll say, hey, it'll give you a little section what it's for. Just be like, hey, I've got a new kid and bought a house. And so we kind of know going into it what we're talking about. It always helps, but we're pretty good on our feet. So, okay, so I'm just going to briefly talk about the Peridot team and some of the people you may be in contact with. So I'm John Michael. I am the president of Peridot, and I do mostly business taxes. I also do some forensic accounting and also business valuations. But most of the time, the interaction with me will be mostly to do with business taxes and tax planning and stuff.
And I'm Melissa Dorn. I'm vice president. I'm also oversee all the individual tax returns. Obviously, I can advise on other things as well, but that's where you'll be getting emails from me directly, and then we'll talk about our team.
Yeah, so she's the partner in charge of individual. I'm the partner in charge of business. She does business, I do individual. We both do all of the above. We both know all of the above, but it's just sort of our management structure and how we divide and conquer.
Any questions can be directed towards those areas that we might be able to assist you a little.
So here at Peridot, there's 3 partners. Melissa and I are 2. The third partner is Sharon Schott. Sharon is our accounting infrastructure manager. So when you deal with Sharon, it's going to be with your accounting infrastructure, QuickBooks, bookkeeping type of things, indirectly some payroll stuff, anything like that, the behind the scenes and the roots of your business. You'll be dealing with Sharon on most of that stuff. We have 2 junior accountants, Kimberly and Luce. So you may get emails from one of them. They support all the partners, so if they're helping the partners get stuff together, you may get emails from them. It's perfectly fine. Our intention isn't to hit you with all these emails, but it's also to make sure we're efficient in how we approach things. And then we have Mel, who is our office manager. She's everything else. She does our releases the tax returns. We call it quality assurance type of activities, making sure signatures are signed. You can deal with her. If you don't know who to talk to, if you're like, I got a question, I don't know who to ask, go to Mel. Mel will get it to the right place. She's the one that probably you've interacted with initially already with this, and she's great. She's the one that will greet you when you come into the office and all the above. So I always say we're a big, small firm. We're big in our approach, in our communications, and our processes, but we're small because right now there's only 6 of us. So you may feel like you're getting a lot of emails and stuff, but we're very intimate. We're an office away from each other. We're definitely working together. It's just how we divide and conquer in our workflow.
Definitely work as a team.
Yes, completely. Okay, so final notes here. Just remember to keep everything in Canopy. Don't email us stuff. That's key. We've hit that. Make sure you read emails and read newsletters. Newsletters we send out once a month. It's the only way we have to mass communicate to our clients. I know newsletters can be whatever, but that's how we mass communicate. So if there's things like, hey, deadlines, or you have to do 1099s, or there might be a business listing, or tax law changes, or anything like that, we do it through the newsletter. So we do highly recommend give it an open, give it a browse. If it means nothing to you, great, but at least you're making sure that, because there's no way we can do mass communications to clients, and that's important. Again, you can reach out to us anytime. We have the book of meeting links. We try to be as accessible as we can to you. Communications both ways. We can't answer a question unless it's asked. We don't know. Again, if you owe taxes, we didn't talk enough. Any parting shots on that? Are we good?
No, I think you covered it.
And we're going to end this video with Mel giving you a brief video tour of our office, just so you're familiar with it coming in, and you can kind of see where we're at. But thank you and welcome.
Hi everyone, this is Mel, the office manager here at Peridot, and I'm going to give you a quick tour of our space. We'll start with our main entrance. We are located in Reynolds Village in the Woodfin area. We are directly across from TS Orthodontics and just up the hill from the Woodfin YMCA. If you ever stop by outside of our normal office hours, we have our drop box, which is here right by the front door. You can securely drop off documents, and we will check that each morning as we come in. And let's head inside. This is our main reception area. Oh look, and here's John Michael. We'll let him tell us a little bit more about the space.
Hey guys, welcome to Peridot. This space here is what you see when you first walk in. This is where we do a lot of our tax talks and seminars, so look for some of that. We try to do that throughout the year. Obviously, when you come in, you can hang out on our couch, get yourself whatever you want, snacks and drinks and coffee. We are a working office, so when we hear you come in, somebody will try to pop up and get you, or probably be Mel that meets you, but be patient at first. If we're caught behind our desks or something, we'll come running out to greet you when you come in. This is what you see when you come in. On this side is where we'll pull you in to do the meeting. This is our conference room here. So this is where we do our meetings, and down this hall here is where our team members work, and it's all our offices. And the back down there is our bathroom if you need that. And on this side is my office, is actually over here with Mel's office, and we've got processing back there in a break room. Nothing too interesting. That's for the employees only. But anyways, that's it, and welcome to Peridot.